Here's how to really cash in on this year. Number one, get serious. Life is serious. We call it life or death. Somebody asked me one time if I had a good description of life. I said, yes, I think I've got a good one. Life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance. Right? Death seems to want to move in prematurely. If you want to live a good, long, flourishing life, you got to push back. You can't just give in. You got to push back. That's what these products are for, to help you push back. And we're dealing with some serious matters here. So we can't just, tell the latest 10 jokes and just go home. We're not here to entertain. We're here to instruct. We're here to grow. We're here to learn. We're here to get the best we possibly can. Serious. Life is serious. The future's serious. One ancient novelist said, these are the best of times and these are the worst of times. And for some of those who came across this platform at the extravaganza, $1 million a year incomes, for them, it's the best of times. But I want you to know that while they're getting the diamonds and the millions, there are a lot of people around the world, for them, it is the worst of times. The best of times and the worst of times. That's called serious matter. How come such a difference from those who can reach such incredible heights and those who haven't yet found the answers for their life and their health and their future? We just have to ponder that and let that give us a note of seriousness, a note of seriousness. It's serious whether you win or lose. It's serious whether you succeed or fail. It's serious whether you've got a good future carved out for yourself or you do not have. These are serious matters. Matters of the heart are serious. Matters of income are serious. Matters of supporting your family, serious. That's why Herbalife, it's about the most serious company I've ever been around in my 33 years of executive lifetime. I've never met anybody more serious. We used to have in sharing the product story, right? Had the button lose weight now, ask me how. And somebody says, how? Our first words were what? Are you serious? Why? We got a serious matter here to discuss. We haven't come with the latest 10 stories. We've come with a serious matter. And I want you to take on that serious tone. You've got some serious products that answer a serious need out there in the marketplace. We've got a serious marketing structure that can rescue some people from the ghetto, some people from obscurity that have never had a chance before. A mother on welfare, waiting for you to come share this story. She's got some serious problems. And you've got an amazing answer where she can start from scratch, start from nothing, make some calls, get into the mainstream of Herbalife's teaching and excitement and power and inspiration and all the stuff that's going on here, and help to transform her life. That's called serious business, to go from nothing to something, to go from poverty to success, to go from discouragement to excitement about being a part of something. All of this we call serious matter. And I'm asking you to take it serious. Take your own future serious. What you can do for your family, take it serious. This is serious business. So that's the first thing I want to bring to you. To have the best year ever this year, help contribute to the 400 million, take your piece of the 400 million. I don't know how much of that you want. It's really not that much. For 400 of us, it's only $1 million. For 400 of us, it's only $1 million. For 800 of us, it's only $500,000. $500,000, that's almost getting to be ridiculous. For a lot of people in this room, $500,000, and I don't know what piece of that 400 million you want, but I'm asking you to seriously take on a piece of that 400 million so that you can say, I made my best and finest contribution to see that goal reached. Not just for the figure, but for all that the figure represents, for the healing it represents, for the restoration of broken lives that it represents, from helping people to walk out of the ghetto that it represents, to walk away from poverty that it represents, and people that are discouraged about their life and their chances, now encouraged on a new road. For all that that represents, 400 million. Take your share of the 400 million and let's get the job done. Take a piece of this and let's go for it. And then when we finish that one, we'll set another one. And when we finish that one, we'll set another one. And when they write the history books, they will say, Those Herbalife distributors took on the responsibility, got out there, touched people's lives, and nobody's made a better contribution to the health of the country than the Herbalife distributors. Let that be our reputation. I've got a new seriousness going for me. You know, I could have quit and played a long time ago. When Mark and Larry called me, right? Hey, I'm semi-retired. I'm looking for the next exotic beach. And they said, no, you got to postpone all those plans. We got too big a job here. We got too important a task here, and nothing else you could do would touch more people's lives, render more value to the marketplace, give you greater satisfaction, chance to belong on an international championship team, and all the stuff that can happen here. No. We got some more things to do, Jim Rohn. Postpone it for a while. We'll have some fun along the way, and we'll enjoy each other along the way, and we'll have some good times along the way. Last night was part of it, some good times along the way, but I'm telling you, they were right. It was too early for me to cash it in. It was too early. I needed this kind of incredible incentive to be a part of something so extraordinary, and I gladly said yes. And I'm going to do my part. I'm going to pick up the task here. The 90s is going to see a brand new Jim Rohn, willing to make the studies, willing to make the commitment, willing to do the learning, find better ways to choose the words, find better ways to reach inside, get heart and soul, mix it all together, and make an impact on people. When I come to your country, when I come to your city, when I come to your village, when I come to your community, I want to come with some new skills. I want to come with some new power. I want to come with the refinement of language and spirit and heart and soul and make a contribution, not just on this platform with the lights shining and the television cameras running. I want to do it because you deserve it. For the commitment that you're making out there in the marketplace, I want to back it up with the best skills I can possibly bring to help serve you in the marketplace and to help serve Herbalife. New commitment for me. Next, to make this your best year ever, have a piece of the 400 million. See what you can do, touch the lives of as many people as you can possibly touch. Number one was get serious. Here's number two, get smart. That's what these journals are for. That's what pad and pencil's for. That's what taking notes is for. See if you can't increase your ability to comprehend ideas, information that can be life-transforming. Don't miss the opportunity to learn. Take a good key phrase home, use it in your training. Don't be lazy in learning. Don't be casual in learning. Develop a whole new intensity for the 90s that you're not going to miss the information, you're not going to miss the stories, you're not going to miss the details. Get smart. Here's a couple of parts to it. Number one, your own personal experience. Right? If you've had a bad week, just sit down and ponder that for a while. Study it. See if you can't pick up some ideas from a poor week and then make a better week. Okay? Learn from your own experiences. One way to learn to do it right is do it wrong. I mean, you know, that's one way to learn to do it right. Do it wrong. Now the key is don't let it take too long. If you've done it wrong for a year, we suggest that's long enough. You don't need another year just to prove a point. No, 1 year's enough. Learn from your own experience, right? So the call didn't go well, all the stuff. Guess what they did when they finished that call? They made another call. What else could we do to make it better? How could we possibly improve? This is called the possibility for life change. Starts with education. Don't be lazy in learning. Don't be lazy in picking up the ideas. Don't be lazy in learning from your own experience. That's why you've heard from some people that have shared their testimonial here and given you some of their ideas, ways, and means of taking this product to the marketplace, making it work for you. We've devoted most of our time for that, and well, we should. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of life change. Some people want to start with motivation, but you don't start with motivation. You can tell we don't spend that much time on motivation. Right? Some companies, right, by now they'd be standing on the chairs, waving the flag, singing the old gray mare or some silly thing. That's not Herbalife. We got a serious task to do. And we're here, enough motivation, certainly. But here's the best motivation we've got going. The proof of our success. When we bring our success stories to this platform, that's enough motivation. When we bring our dedication and let it show, we let the work of our hands show, that's the motivation we want. Right? Not just excitement. Just excitement alone won't do it. Somebody says, just motivate this guy, he'll be all right. The answer is no, probably not. If a guy's an idiot, you motivate him, now you got a motivated idiot. No. So education, get smart, don't miss the training class. You say, well, I've already been to one of those classes. I've already heard it. I got a good phrase for you to take home. That's no sign you got it. Just because you've listened to those millionaire tapes one time is no sign you've got it. I'm asking you to listen to them over and over and over. I'm asking you to dedicate yourself to a new level of learning in 1992. When I travel with Mark Hughes, he's got his book open. He's got a book open. He's reading. He's studying. Lives of successful people. Lives of despicable people. You know, study, learn, grow, change, develop. Never let it be said you didn't learn. Right? If you want to solve your problems, you got to learn. If you want to take advantage of an opportunity, you got to learn. We can't come here and just give you the marketing plan, give you the product, send you home. We got to stay for a while. Learn, stay for a while. Right? Put on those cassettes and stay for a while. Right? We asked you to come here for a couple of days and stay for a while. Do some learning. Take it back home. So, number 2, to have your best year ever, a good piece of that 400 million, make your dreams come true. Number 1 is get serious. Number 2, get smart. Develop your own personal philosophy here. Philosophy, major determining factor in how your life works out. Each person's philosophy is like the set of the sail. The same wind blows on us all. The difference in where we arrive at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year is not the wind that blows. And the wind is blowing around the world. The world is in solution. Things are a-changing. The walls have come down. All kinds of things are happening. In Russia today, the winds are blowing. But what's going to make the major difference? Each person's personal philosophy that sets a better sail, sets a better sail. So don't ask for a more favorable wind. That's like wishing something that's not going to occur. Don't ask for better seed and soil. All you got's what's available. Don't curse what you got. On this planet, all we got's the seed that's here, the soil that's here, the miracle of life that's here, the opportunity that's here, the seasons that are here. That's all we got. Wherever you've come from in your country, the economy you got, that's all you got. In America, our economy, that's all we got. The government, that's all we got. The marketplace, that's all we got. Whatever you do, don't criticize all you got. The key is to set a better sail and turn what you've got into the miracle of your future. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. And that's the reason for coming here, spending a couple of days of intense effort, taking notes, rolling up your sleeves, going to work, commit yourself to learning so that you can get smarter for the days ahead. Develop your philosophy. Herbalife's philosophy has carried it now, these 12 years, to extraordinary heights. Those that do the work get the pay. A philosophy that commits itself to having the finest no matter what it costs. That kind of philosophy. I'm asking you to develop your own personal philosophy. Get your business philosophy going. Get your financial plan going. Don't violate the conclusions of your own philosophy by not executing and taking action. But that's number 2, get smart. Here's number 3, get going. As smart as you might become after these 2 days, as many ideas as you take away from here, they're truly, as Larry mentioned, like seeds to be planted in the soil. You got to get going. You got to take action. The disciplines is the miracle process. And here's how to get the miracle of your future going as far as disciplines are concerned. Number 1, do what you can. You might go home and set a whole new pace for yourself, and we call it cleaning up neglect. Should walk around the block, could walk around the block for your good health. Don't walk around the block. See, you're on the wrong track. Should read, could read, don't read, on the wrong track. Should call, could call, don't call, on the wrong track. Could change, should change, don't change. You're on the wrong track. Letters you haven't written, conversations you haven't had with your family, somebody you should sit down with when you get back home, get that job done. Don't let neglect destroy your days, destroy your life, and destroy your future. Go back and do what you can. And if you'll do what you can, then life will give you some extraordinary things to do. We all pity the man, right? Wants to stride out of his house, go straighten out the corporation, has not yet straightened out his garage. You got to take care of the small disciplines before life will give you a chance to handle the more complicated disciplines. How do you think Mark Hughes got here? Running now a multi-billion-dollar business, scattered now throughout 14, 15 countries, another 14, 15 coming up. I mean, how do you do this? You start first with the smallest of disciplines, and do not neglect them and do not disregard them as being trifling. Everything matters. Everything's important. Good phrase to take home. All disciplines affect each other. In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. If you hadn't thought of it before, here it is. Everything affects everything else. It's so easy to be casual and say, well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters. Of course, some things matter more than others, but there isn't anything that doesn't matter. Then here's the positive side. Every new discipline affects all your other disciplines. If you'll get some new things going, make some calls you've never made before, step up your activity level, step up your labor level, develop the skills from these 2 days of training here, and you'll go home and work some miracles on your days and your life and your future and your income, your business, and a bigger portion of that 400 million will certainly be yours. Go for the disciplines, the smallest of disciplines, the least of disciplines. Like keeping your accounts in order, the smallest of disciplines. Did you ever hear this expression? I don't know where it all goes. Did you ever hear that? I don't know where it all goes. Wow. Oh, we'd love to have you run Herbalife. You don't know where it all goes. How long do you think we'd last here in Herbalife if that was your philosophy sitting at the top like Mark Hughes? Let me give you the story on Mark Hughes. Mark knows where everything goes. And he started back when he only had pennies. He started back when he only had dollars. He started back when he didn't have much. But here's the key. One of the greatest extraordinary phrases that's ever been written from antiquity says, if you'll be faithful, if you'll be disciplined when the amounts are small, we'll make you a ruler, give you a position of authority when the amounts are many. Somebody says, I've only got 2 or 3 distributors, I don't know where they are. Come on. If you've only got 2 or 3, you can know when they get up. You can know when they go to bed. You can know all the details. Take care of your disciplines when the amounts are small. And then life will see to it that you get some extraordinary numbers to work with, like you saw the stories displayed here. Do not disregard the smallest of disciplines. 2 shakes a day, a few tablets 3 times a day. What a small discipline that is. But to disregard it, put your health in jeopardy. Take care of it, on your way to better health and no telling what the body can do in terms of a miracle, if you will not neglect 2 shakes a day, a few tablets 3 times a day. Let us not neglect. Do not neglect the smallest of disciplines and build on that foundation, and you can have everything you could possibly want. Okay? Get going. Here's number 4, get better. There isn't any of us that can't get better. So turn on this whole idea of personal development and personal growth. That was what my teacher shared with me that changed my life, starting a few steps from here at that convention. I'm telling you, for things to get better, you got to get better. Don't ask for it to change out there. Ask for you to change here. Don't ask for a more favorable wind We call that naive. Don't ask for better seed, better soil. This is the only planet you got. Just ask that you can get wiser and stronger and better and be able to take care of your own responsibilities. Get better. Learn how to handle the seasons better. Let's go through them. Some stuff I did on satellite many, many years ago. Let me just review those notes for you on this getting better part. Learn how to handle the seasons of life. Number one, learn how to handle the winters. We're all going to go through some winters. Herbalife's been through a few. Just the winters of the calendar in the last 12 years, how many winters? About 12. But it's not just the winters of the calendar. It's not just the winters of the seasons. There's all kinds of winters. The winter when you can't figure it out. The winter when it all goes wrong. The winter when you have all kinds of hecklers on a telephone call. Right? The winter when you get that first half dozen refunds. The winters of your life. Social winters. Political winters that we're going through around the world. Okay? Economic winters that a lot of people are experiencing these days. Personal winters when your heart is smashed in 1,000 pieces and the nights are unusually long. It is simply called winter time. But here's what you've got to do in your own personal development, your own personal growth, and that is just get better at handling the winters. You can't change the winter. You can't change the seasons. But you can change yourself. You say, well, what can I do about the upcoming winters of my life, the challenges that I know I'm going to face? Here's what you can do. You can get wiser and stronger and better. Just make a list of that trio of words. Wiser, stronger, and better. Go home smarter than you came. Go home with more ideas than you came with. Next, get stronger. You can develop the muscle. You can develop the courage muscle. You can develop the inspiration muscle. You can develop the dedication muscle. You can get stronger. There isn't anybody here that can't get stronger. Next time we see you, may not even recognize you, how strong you're going to be able to become in language, in style, in personality, the ability to cope, the ability to handle with anything that happens, no matter what happens. And the third one is get better. We can all get better. I've gotten better. First talk I gave, I stood up, my mind sat back down. I love to wait for the translation to finish, see if I can get some more reaction here. But here's the secret to my success. I stood up and did it again. I stood up and I did it again. And I did it again, and I did it again all those many years ago. I did it when I was scared, and I did it when I didn't want to, and I did it when I was ill. And I did it when it didn't work well, and I did it when they didn't appreciate it, and I didn't a lot of times when I didn't know much what I was doing. I just did it anyway. And now all these years later, I'm asked to walk on this stage with the greatest introduction I've ever had, greatest response and welcome I've ever had, the greatest opportunity I've ever had to touch this many lives with a mixture of words and heart and soul. I got better. I got better day by day and week by week and month by month, and I'm asking you to do the same thing until you can develop a long arm and a long reach, until you can develop influence that won't quit. Touch people next year you couldn't touch this year. Touch people now you couldn't touch before. Conduct a meeting now you couldn't conduct before. Heart and soul now mixed in there that wasn't there, missing before. I'm asking all of you to get better in spite of the winters, in spite of the downturn, the money downturn, the social downturn, the personal downturn, whatever it is. Just get stronger. Get better. We've all got those personal winters. We know what those are like. Barbra Streisand sings, it used to be so natural to talk about forever, but used to be's don't count anymore. They just lay on the floor till we sweep them away. You don't sing me love songs, you don't say you need me, and you don't bring me flowers anymore. A winter song. But hey, we're acquainted with all those personal winters and all the rest of it. The key is not to wish for a better winter. The key is to wish for more strength, more wisdom, more courage, get better, get wiser, get stronger. Here's number 2. Learn to take advantage of the spring. Spring means opportunity. And we've got a fresh spring going here. It's called a spring like no other. A spring, an opportunity like no other for you. But here's the clue. Spring is not a guarantee of a harvest in the fall and the autumn harvest time. Here's what you must learn to do. Underline the two words if you're taking notes. Take advantage. Take advantage of the spring. Don't just be faked out by the spring because the nice weather has come and looks like everything is going to be a lot better. The winter's finally passed, the spring is here. I'm telling you, that's not going to do it for you. Just because the spring is here, it's not going to do it for you. You got to seize it with your own two hands and take advantage. Read the books, study the tapes, go back through your notes, get ready to cash in on the spring. And now there's a sense of urgency here. Here's why. Spring doesn't last that long. To be able to say, I just got back, doesn't last that long. It's called the springtime of opportunity. Postpone a few things in the springtime, get the job done. Set aside a few things in the springtime, get the job done. Where I was raised, in Idaho farm country, what if you asked a farmer to go bowling in the spring? What would he probably say? He would say, you're insane. You can go bowling in the winter. When you can't plant the crop, you can't go bowling in the spring. You've only got a certain piece of time, and you got to get it done in that certain window of opportunity. And that's what we've got here, a window of opportunity. Let's take advantage of it. It's called take advantage of the spring. And there's also an urgency here. How many springs have you got in a lifetime? Not very many. Life is brief at the longest. The Beatles wrote, life is very short. And for John Lennon, it was extra short. For Michael Landon, it was extra short. But it is short. There's an urgency here. Don't waste your springs. Don't just let them pass, hoping the time will pass. Take advantage. Last year, it was seize the moment. And I'm asking you now this season to seize the spring opportunity. You've got a new organization going, seize the spring. You've got a new distributor going, seize the spring. You've got a new life situation going, seize the spring. Take advantage of it. Don't let it pass without giving it the best of your two hands and your attention. Number three, first, learn how to handle the winter. Second, take advantage of the spring. Number three, in the summer, learn to nourish and protect. We've got some major challenges now come summertime. One is to nourish our values, take care of them, feed them. Don't let them go hungry. Don't let them go wanting in nourishment and care. And then here's something else we've got to do in the summer. Defend ourselves against the enemies. Summertime is a unique time. It's a time of opportunity. It's also a time of challenge. But what else is new? It's what life is called. The last 6,500 years reads like this: opportunity mixed with difficulty. Opportunity mixed with challenge. We've got a chance to grow like never before, but I'm telling you, there's going to be many enemies that's going to try to prevent us. As soon as you plant the garden, the busy bugs and the noxious weeds are out to take it, and you've got to learn not only to nourish your values, you've got to learn to do battle with your enemies. Whatever threatens you, I'm asking you to threaten it back. Take care of your responsibility, but don't take anything off of anybody. Somebody wants to destroy your chances for a good future by their negative talk, negative thinking, putting it all down. I'm telling you, walk away if you have to. Walk away. Whatever threatens you, threaten it back. Whatever threatens your opportunity, threaten it back. Now, some of our enemies are on the outside, but here's the most important thing to understand. Some of our enemies are on the inside. Let me give you a quick list. Indifference. You got to do battle with your own indifference. Boy, it's easy to coast, especially if you've accomplished something, extraordinary. Now, somebody says, well, I got to relax. Here's the key: not too long. The weeds will take all you plant if you rest too long. Don't rest too long. Indecision. You got to make those decisions. The ones that don't turn out to be good gives you experience to make better decisions. Don't let much time go by without making some decisions. The ones that you can make quickly, make them quickly. The ones that take time, take your time. But get those decisions made. Don't let indecision be an enemy, rob you of the future, empty your bank account, leave you with zero in the purse. Don't let that happen. The next one is doubt. Sure, there's doubts on the outside. People doubt that America's going to make it. People doubt that Europe's going to make it. People doubt that Russia's going to make it, that Poland's going to make it, that Czechoslovakia is going to make it. They doubt the whole world is going to make it. But I'm asking you not to pick up all those doubts. I'm asking you to have some faith, have some courage, believe, drive your doubts into a small corner. Don't let them loose like a mad dog, drive you into a small corner. Don't doubt the future. Don't doubt the possibilities. Don't doubt the extraordinary gifts that your distributors bring to your organization. Don't doubt that. And here's the most important one of all. Don't doubt yourself. If I've got miracle working power to change my life, so do you. If I've got the ability to change, so do you. If I've got the ability to read, so do you. If I can discover, so can you. If I can grow, you can grow. If I can develop, you can develop. If I can get an invitation like I got 6 years ago, help take something around the world, so can you. If I can stand on this platform, Idaho farm boy raised in obscurity, so can you. If the millionaire team can do it, president's team can do it, walk off with the diamonds, the trophies, so can you. I'm asking you, don't sell yourself short. We haven't sold you short. That's why Mark, Larry, and Dr. Katzen and I have decided to invest a big share of our life these 4 days in being with all of you. If we didn't think you were worth it, we wouldn't have showed up. We don't need to conduct another meeting. We don't need to walk on another stage. We don't need to get up early like we get up. Don't need it. Except for the challenge and the opportunity to invest in this many people's lives who wouldn't get up early, to have a chance to work miracles and invest in this many people's lives and help turn the world upside down for better nutrition called Herbalife. Here's the next one, worry. I'm asking you to drive worry into a small corner. You got to worry some. All this negative stuff serves some purpose, but the key is for you to be the master, not the servant. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning and your daughter's not home yet, best you worry. In New York City, if you step off the curb and one of those yellow taxis is coming, best you worry. But here's what I'm asking you to do. You be the master of worry. Drive it into a small corner. Don't let it loose. And I'm asking you to go home with some new faith and some new courage. I'm asking you, don't worry. Drive it into a small corner. We've all got concerns, and sometimes we all wonder, and sometimes there's a little crack of doubt. We worry a little, but I'm telling you, drive it into a small corner. Drive your worries into a small corner. I promise you from this platform, the dedication of the executives that you've seen and the president's team members and the people that have walked off with 1 through 10, I'm telling you, we're all dedicated to help this Herbalife future that includes all of you be the most spectacular thing that's happened in the 90s. I promise you not to worry because you're in good hands. You're in good hands. And now what I want you to be able to say, if you give Mark Hughes a telephone call, or if you have a chance to talk to Mark Hughes in person, whatever village you've come from, whatever street you've come from, wherever you've come from, I'd like for you to be able to say sincerely and honestly with all the dedication you possibly can, Mark Hughes, I want you to go to bed at night and sleep like a baby, because where I came from, when I go back and represent Herbalife in that community, I want to reassure you, Mark Hughes, Herbalife in that community is in good hands. I want some of you from Germany, get together, form a little coalition from Germany. After you've gotten out there and gotten your hands into it, and you've had a chance to work and labor for a while, send Mark Hughes a message and say, Mark Hughes, the distributors that have now joined forces in Germany, you can rest easy, Mark Hughes. In Germany, Herbalife is in good hands. and all of the rest of the countries. Make that your dedication. Make it personally. Make it collectively as an organization. This incredible opportunity has been dropped in our lap. It's been given to us. We're going to take it to the marketplace, and we're going to take it to the marketplace with good hands, steady hands, growing hands, intelligent hands that can go touch people and get the job done. I'm asking you to commit to that. Herbalife is in good hands. Couple of more enemies of the mind you got to do battle with in the summer. One is pessimism, that tries to get you only to see the negative side. Of course, there's the negative side. Life is part negative. What else is new? If the glass is half empty, it is half empty. You say, well, I've been only taught to see that it's half full. Well, sure, it's half full. But it's also half empty. I mean, can't you handle that? I mean, you know, that's not too difficult. But here's what pessimism would try to get you to do. Believe that it's only half empty. And when pessimism comes to your mind, you've got to educate pessimism, because pessimism is stupid. Pessimism tries to get you to believe that it's only half empty. You got to say, pessimism, you've never been to school. Too dumb and stupid to know. Of course it's half empty, but it's not only half empty. It's also half full. I'm asking you to be in charge. Be in charge of your own mind. Be in charge of your own destiny. Do battle with your enemy in the summertime. In the summertime, you got to learn to love like a mother. Hate like a father. Give life like a mother. Nourish. Take life like a father. Father says to whatever threatens his family, take 2 or 3 more steps toward this family and threaten them, you'll cease to exist. I'm father. I kill. Do battle with your enemies. Now, it's also possible to love like a father and hate like a mother. I'm not saying that isn't possible. Nothing more dangerous than an angry mother. I saw an article in a magazine a little bit ago up in Canada. It showed a man with some claw marks on his back, had his shirt off, big teeth marks in his neck. This man was out in the woods, had his flash camera, saw a mama bear with a little cub, thought, though, this is cute, took a flash picture. Mama bear takes unkindly to this flash picture. Promptly chases the man, catches him, almost kills him before somebody rescued him. So, beware, mama bear. Okay? Love like a father, hate like a mother, give life like a mother, take life like a father, however you want to arrange it, just so you nourish your values, nourish your family, nourish what's valuable for you, nourish your organization, nourish your distributors, nourish your customers, take care of your responsibilities, feed, nourish, but then I'm also asking you to do battle with your enemies. Take sword to your enemies. Whatever's going to destroy those values, take sword to it. If it's worry, take sword to it. If it's threat, threaten back. You got to be like your bloodstream. Good illustration. Red corpuscles to nourish, like a mother. White corpuscles to fight and kill, like a father. You got to do some negative thinking. Can't just think positive. Thank God for white corpuscles that think negative all day. White corpuscles say, just show me some infection, I'll kill it. Whatever threatens this body and its future gets threatened. Whatever's out to kill this body gets killed. I'm asking you, take sword to your enemies, whether they're on the outside or whether they're on the inside. Protect your family, protect your future, protect your values. Love, nourish, but also Do battle with whatever is out there to do battle with you. Take some courage from some of those that have been through the battle. They've given you their stories on this stage. They've been through it. They know what it's all about. Take some courage from that. And in the summer, do battle and nourish. Now here's the last one. In the harvest time, number 4. Take your harvest and all that comes your way with full responsibility. Don't complain. That 4th season, complaining, I'm telling you, could ruin all of your chances. Complaining sometimes starts as an infection. If you don't take care of it, it becomes a disease. Do battle with it. In the harvest time, reap your harvest without complaint. It's your crop, you sowed it. You either made the calls or didn't make the calls. You wrote the letters, you didn't write the letters. You were steady or you weren't steady. You did it or you didn't do it. You put together a good day or you didn't put together a good day. Take responsibility when the harvest time finally comes and say, hey, it's my crop. Got to take responsibility for it. I do not complain. And then here's the next one. Do not apologize if you've done well. We offer no apologies when these winners that walked across this stage here go back to their communities. We offer no apology for making the kind of money they make. Because of the lives they touched and the people that they helped. No telling what would have happened if these people had not touched many people's lives, who touched many people's lives. When you go back to the community, all of you that were winners here, I ask you to go back with no apology. Because you've done your job well and you've given good hands to everybody you've touched. You deserve all the money. Next, under getting better, I just want to make this list of 4 words. 4 words. First, we talked about getting serious. Second, get smart. Third, get going. Fourth is get better. And here's 4 good words to take home. 1 is absorb. Develop the skill and the ability to absorb everything. Be like a sponge like you've been today. This has been a good, serious group. I appreciate that. You've worked as hard as we have up here on this platform. You've rolled up your sleeve and you've gone to work and you've taken notes, and I appreciate that. Absorb everything you can. Absorb the sights and the sounds and the color. Guess what you're going to want to do? Go back home and invest this experience into other people's lives, and you can't invest it if you haven't got it. So I'm asking you to appreciate the color. I'm asking you to appreciate the auditorium. I'm asking you to appreciate what's going on here. I'm asking you to appreciate each other. Soak this all up. Soak it all up. It's called absorb, absorb, absorb. Then when you get back home, you can give out, give out, give out. And you'll have an extraordinary effect on the people that you reach out and touch. Here's the next one. Develop the ability to respond. That's what got me almost 6 years ago. Mark and Larry made that call. I responded. It touched me. The vision they gave me, the story they gave me, the pictures they painted, and the numbers they gave me, what we could do together, the team we could build, dominate the industry, walk head and shoulders above anything else that's out there, have an extraordinary adventure that's only been given to a few, a chance to walk the summit, got me, touched me. Now I'm asking you, however, not only to be touched with the summit numbers, the 400 million, I'm asking you to be touched with the smallest of people's challenges. Don't just be touched with the challenge. I'm asking you to be touched with the problem. Let people's problems get to you. Let people's problems touch your heart this year like never before. Be touched. Let life touch you. Don't let it kill you, but let it touch you. The problems that are out there, people struggling with their economy, struggling with their health, struggling with their future, I'm asking you to let that get around your heart. Let it do something to you. Don't go untouched. Don't go unmoved. When you walk out of here, open yourself up. Don't build up the walls. The same wall that keeps out disappointment keeps out happiness and opportunity. Take the walls down. Let yourself be touched by what's going on out there. Let sad things make you sad, as well as happy things make you happy. Let your heart get touched, and you'll have good hands then to take this product to the marketplace. Here's number 3. Develop the ability to reflect. Long after this session is over, I'm asking you to go back over it one more time. I'm asking you at the end of the day, go back over your day. I'm asking you at the end of the week, go back over your week. Make that week more valuable. At the end of the month, go back over your month. At the end of a conversation, go back over the conversation. How did it go and what did you do? Learn by reflecting. I call it run the tapes again of your own experiences. And you say, why do that? Here's why. To develop the extraordinary ability to gather up the past and invest it in the future. What a next year you could have if you pay more attention this year, soak it up, gather it up, and reflect at certain times what's going on and what's happening. And this year will take a more powerful place in your experience. And then when you get ready to deliver in 1993, people will not believe the words you've chosen. They will not believe the heart and soul that you've mixed with words. They won't believe the power you've got. A few simple things here under getting better. Then here's the last one, and that's to share. We've got this extraordinary opportunity now. Let us not keep it. Let us share it. Let us reach out with a long reach, a strong reach, an unprecedented reach. Let us reach out and touch people not just with our opportunity. Let's touch people with our lives. Let's touch people with our experiences. Let's touch people with our heart and soul. Let's don't just touch people with a marketing plan and a distributor kit. Let's touch people with their health, yes. With an opportunity, yes. But here's a commitment I'd like to have you make to me. Let's help people with their lives, not just their health. Let's help people with their lives, not just their income. Let it be said, if they were around us 1 week, 1 month, or a lifetime, that when they got around us, not only did we talk about money, not only did we talk about product, we talked about life. We talked about getting better. We talked about becoming all that you can become. We talked about picking up a challenge. We talked about not settling for less than you can possibly be. Let's do that. Let's develop those abilities. Now here's my last two parts to make this your best year ever. Get excited. And excitement is not just, excitement. Excitement that runs deep is the excitement that really lasts for a lifetime. Not surface excitement. There's been a lot of noise here, but what I really appreciate and feel is that this room is full of more than noise. It's full of more than sound. I'll tell you what's really going to serve you well, and that's the excitement you feel inside that isn't even probably expressed on the outside, the excitement that runs deep, the excitement that stirs commitment, the excitement that stirs courage. Give me the chance, and I will get the job done. That kind of excitement. Develop that kind of attitude. Get excited about your own skills. Get excited about your own abilities. You can put it into words. If I can start with nothing and finally stand on this platform, deliver best words I can choose, words are clumsy at best when you try to express what's going on in your heart, your head. But I've done my best. But I'm telling you, if I can find the words, you can find the words. And here's a key here. Communicate. Don't leave it unsaid. If somebody's got some congratulations coming, don't fail to congratulate them. If a distributor has got a word of praise coming, don't fail to give it. Don't fail to say it. Don't fail to say it. Find the best words you can. Struggle with the best words you can. Borrow some words if you have to. I borrow all kinds of words. Winston Churchill one time said, truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, and ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. See, I love to borrow that. I mean, that's better said than I could say it. See, that's well said. You could stay up all night and not think of that. I mean, it's well said. I'm asking you to borrow the words that have come from this platform, borrow the words that have come from the top 10, borrow the words that have come from the distributors who have shared so eloquently with you, borrow their words, borrow their notes. But then I'm asking you to start choosing the best words you can. We want you to get good at these skills of communicating, skills of touching people's lives with words, touching their heart with words, helping them to see something they've never been able to see before by your words. Choose the best words you can. Don't fail with an opportunity to challenge yourself to choose good words. Search for the words. Struggle for the words. But don't let somebody within the scope of your influence go without your words. Words work miracles. Words can help people to see something they've never seen before. There's a lot of people you haven't got to yet. They can't see how they can possibly be healthy. And if you'll come along with your good words, you can turn on all the lights for them. They can't see how they can possibly be successful. And if you'll come along with your testimonial, that's why Herbalife is built on testimonials. Words that work miracles. Helps people to see. And when you come along and tell your story, people are going to say, before you got here, I was blind. And now that you've talked to me, I can see. I can see the possibilities. I can see the opportunity. I can see that if I take a hold of this thing, I can change my life. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I'm asking you, don't miss the chance to work miracles with your words. Get excited about your possibility to work miracles with words. And now here's my last word to you, and I'm finished for this day. But let me give you this last one. To make this your best year ever, get away. Get away, balance your life, take care of your family, take care of your responsibilities, take care of your spirituality, take care of good friendships. We've got to have some friends. That's why I'm here. I made these extraordinary friendships way back when. They've lasted all these years, now got me an invitation to participate in something so extraordinary. This came about from a friendship. Now, I had the skills. Somebody says, well, you know, they offered you millions and a chance here just because you were friends. No, you don't just offer your friends millions. No. They got to have some skills. So I did bring skills, but I'm telling you, my chance to bring my gifts and my skills to you today was because I nourished these friendships over all these years. So make sure you balance your life, family, friendship. Friends are those people who know all about you and still like you. Okay? You got to have some of those. Take care of your spirituality, balance your life. We talk about nutrition, we talk about exercise, we talk about money, we talk about future, and then all the rest of it. Don't leave anything out. Make it all work for you so you can have a well-rounded, full, powerful life. The greatest experience all of us can have is a chance to invest life into life. A chance for one person to take their life, their experiences, what they know, what they've learned, and then reach out and touch someone else's life with that experience, with that knowledge, with that know-how. And if one person touches another person's life with something they've learned, something they've felt, something they've come across, an experience they've had, places they've been, things they've seen, people they've met, a chance for one person to touch someone else's life has an extraordinary opportunity to produce what I call a miracle. A miracle being something we don't quite understand how it works. All we know is it works. And the miracle of new life, the miracle of a company like Herbalife, the miracle of opportunity that spreads beyond just the community where it got started, that all happens when one person meets another person and shares part of their experience, shares part of their knowledge, passes along something from the head, yes, but mostly from the heart. And when two people meet and they have a chance to share, no telling what can happen from that experience. And all those years ago, Mark Hughes, as just a very young man, sat in my seminar, and I had a chance to share with him some of my life experiences. And then look what happened beyond that. And interestingly enough, all those years ago, I was the teacher and Mark Hughes was the student. And now the roles have been reversed. and Mark Hughes is the teacher, and Jim Rohn is the student. Mark has learned the skills, developed the strength and the power to build this unique company as big as it is today, ready now to conquer the rest of the world. And I couldn't be more happy that his story has unfolded, his company has gained respect among the nations of the world. From all those years ago when it first got started, look what's happened here. And finally, the Herbalife story came to Taiwan. Finally, the Herbalife story reached many of you that are in this audience here today. And we expect, since we have a chance, Mark, myself, Dr. Katzen, Janet, others, President's team members, Millionaire team members, have a chance to share with all of you our story. We expect now all of you will take that story, take that touch, take that contact, and reach out and touch other people. And when we return again to this magnificent city and this magnificent country, no telling how many people are going to be there, multiplied by our effort to come and touch you and your effort now to reach out and touch someone else. That is the Herbalife story. Having something of value and touching someone else's life, whether it's the products or the opportunity for personal development. You serve your country well by being a part of Herbalife. And that's the challenge that all of you have, including myself today, is to keep learning the leadership skills necessary to make this company grow. And if I was to give you some advice, this would be it. Master the skills. Master the skills. The skills of one, presenting the product to the marketplace, building a customer base. Number two, the skill of giving someone an invitation to come and hear the story. Number three, the skill of making a valid presentation to the people who consent to come and hear the Herbalife story. The presentation, talking about the products, talking about the marketing, talking about the effect that Herbalife can have on your life, your future, your health. Making a valid presentation. Then learn the skill of how to organize all of that. Once you've got more than one person, now it's got to be organized. When you get 4 or 5, the challenge is really on now to keep it going. When you've got 15 or 20, the challenge gets even bigger. As a family of 5 or 6 children, pretty challenging. A family of 7 or 8 children, big challenge. And so the Herbalife family offers a challenge. But what you've got to do now is master the skills as they come along, as the challenge comes along, how to organize it. Next, learn the skill of promotion. Nobody better at mastering this skill than Mark Hughes leading the way. How to promote the next event, how to promote some special contest. Mark has got this company in such high gear, it's unbelievable, and part of it is because his masterful ability of promoting whatever's going to come along, the next event, the next impending event. The vacations this summer are going to be absolutely incredible. The people that have qualified is unbelievable. And part of it is this unique ability of Mark Hughes in terms of promotion. Here's the next skill. Mark stepped out front and learned the skill of communication. How to touch other people's lives with words. Whether it was an invitation, a presentation, training, one-on-one, telephone, and now video, television, HBN, all of the stuff now that's challenging Mark to get better and better at the art of communication. But Mark stepped out front, learned every skill necessary. Then here's the ultimate in skills necessary to, I think, build Herbalife to the degree you want to build it, and that is to learn the skill of inspiring. How to inspire other people. To start right where they are and to seek some better place. To look a little higher than where they are and wish that they could possibly get there. And then have a vehicle like Herbalife to show them how to do it. How to take the early steps. How to start growing and keep growing. Not only how to be inspired, but how to inspire other people. And if you'll put all of those skills together, like Mark did from the early days until this present time, you're going to lead the way for your organization, you're going to lead the way for your family, and you can have the kind of success Mark has enjoyed. Master the skills. But now how can you cash in on making sure that Herbalife works for you, makes your dreams come true, gets you the income that you want for your future, helps you to stabilize your financial situation, gives you satisfaction in growing personally, gives you the joy of touching other people's lives and having them come back and thank you for that. How to make that powerful for you, how to make it real for you. That's what I'd like to talk about today. First of all, we've got the market power. As I travel around the world, it becomes very clear that the industry that we're in is an unending opportunity. People that need to get their health in order, people that need to adjust their weight, people that need to utilize the health and nutrition that Herbalife offers. I'm telling you, the demand for these products, the demand in this industry is global. It's beyond belief. It is unmeasurable in terms of trying to comprehend how big it really is. In fact, we're way behind in trying to supply the need there is around the world. Even in America, we've been in business now 18 years, and right now there's a bigger demand for these products than there was 18 years ago. We're falling behind even here in America because the demand is so great, and we haven't grown that much to meet the demand even in 18 years. So you can imagine, with this kind of market power, the demand being undiminished all around the world, that Herbalife has the opportunity to cash in on that, and primarily you have the opportunity to cash in on that. Every person you get to use the Herbalife products, you know, there's 4 or 5 more standing in line waiting for you to talk to them. When you've got 100 customers, I'm telling you, there are 200 or 300 more customers waiting in the wings. When you've got 1,000 customers, there's a few thousand more that it's hard to even get to for simply the lack of time. That's the kind of demand, not only here in America, but of course in every country around the world. It's absolutely the same. So first of all, we've got the market power. It's also an unending market for recruiting. The teenagers that were 17 years old, 5 years ago are now 22. Some of them are married, starting their family, and they need extra money. It's like a river that forever flows, an unending supply of people coming into the marketplace that are available as prospects for Herbalife distributors. An unimaginable amount of prospects for Herbalife customers, but the steady stream of people that are looking for ways to make some extra money, looking for somebody with a vision, looking for somebody that'll give them encouragement, looking for somebody that'll teach them the trade, that'll teach them how to look into the future, how to develop the skills, how to become better than they are. That is an unending supply, and I call that market power. People that have retired, but now they've decided that in retirement they need some extra money. All of that market is available, not only where we started here in America, but absolutely all around the world. So that's the market power. Second is something that I call capital power. A few years ago, the walls came tumbling down in Eastern Europe, communism being defeated, and a whole new surge of interest in capitalism. How to take a little bit of capital and turn it into progress, how to turn it into products, how to turn it into service. And that whole power of capitalism is sweeping the entire world. And guess who's helping to teach the world how to take advantage of capitalism? It's Herbalife. On my trips to Russia, 11,000 people come to hear the story. But guess what they also want to hear about? This unique thing called capitalism. How they can take a little bit of what they've got and turn it into product, turn it into service, and thereby be in business for themselves, serve the public, make their fortune, and make their dreams come true. But country after country, no matter where I go, this whole idea of the marketplace, this whole idea of capitalism is absolutely catching fire. It's unbelievable. So it's a tailor-made world for Herbalife. Not only our products, not only our support system, but for this idea of how to take so little, but mix it with a lot of faith, mix it with a lot of courage, mix it with a lot of intensity, give it some time, breathe some life into it, and you can take what is small in terms of the money capital and add all of the rest of the capital and turn it into business, turn it into enterprise. We now have the ability to teach that all around the world, in every language, in every country, in every community, in every city. It's called capital power. Now next is called the Herbalife power. Herbalife, these 18 years now, has gathered the most incredible staff of people all around the world. Not only here in Los Angeles, at home office, but absolutely around the world, all of the staff that helps all of these countries to function in terms of supply, in terms of backup systems, in terms of communication, helping to organize the meetings, doing all of those things. I've never seen such a staff in all of my life, and I've been out there in the business world for about the last 40 years. Herbalife has got the best. And no matter what country I go to, there it is, the Herbalife power, ready to assist, ready to lend a hand, ready to give you the best in terms of information, like the broadcast that's coming to you today. This kind of support system, I'm telling you, is absolutely unbeatable. It can give you the assurance that no matter where you go, recruiting at home, around where you live, or recruiting across town, or recruiting across your community, or recruiting across your city, or recruiting throughout your country, or recruiting throughout the world. Everywhere you go where Herbalife does business, you'll find this incredible Herbalife power at your disposal, ready to serve you with the information, with the ideas, with the products, with the inspiration, bringing you Mark Hughes and Dr. Katzen and all of the others, like all of us who travel around the world. That's called Herbalife power. So first, we've got the market power, unprecedented around the world. We've got the capital power, capitalism sweeping the world. We've got the Herbalife power of 18 years now of experience, unprecedented, from what Mark Hughes has learned as the president, chief executive officer of the company, right on down to the newest sponsor in the Herbalife business. All of that power available. Now comes the last part, and that is your personal power. So I wanted you to get just a little idea of the power that's available to you, the market power, the capital power, the Herbalife power. But here's now is what's going to be significant to your personal future, and that is your personal power. Sometimes you have to just stop for a while and think about what you might have available yourself to bring to your own future enterprise. We reach out for the products and they're there. We reach out for the marketing and it's there. We reach out for the Herbalife help and it's there. The marketplace, it's there. Capital is ready to serve you. But now how about you? Maybe you haven't thought lately about all of the power that you possess that's available that you can bring to this collective enterprise to make your dreams come true. But I just wanted to remind you on this particular day of all that's available within yourself. First, you have the ability to see. What a power that is, to see things, to be able to use your mind, to comprehend, to see, to perceive. You have the ability to hear, to listen. The old phrase says that it's the listening that creates the faith. It's the listening that stimulates the imagination, that can see things that don't yet exist. It's the ability to hear testimonials and formulate in your own mind the possibilities of starting from nothing and developing something, starting, deep in the hole and working your way out and finally becoming successful. The ability to hear those testimonials, to hear good ideas. That now creates imagination. Imagination then has the ability to turn to faith. Faith is the ability not only to be able to perceive it and to see it, but the ability to believe that it's possible, that it can happen. And then, of course, Herbalife now has all of these testimonials from all around the world, from all walks of life, that give all of us the examples of where you can start from this part of your life. You can start in this part of the world. You can start with these limitations, and here's what eventually you can become. that host of testimonials not only gives us the ability to see and imagine that it's possible, but finally to believe that if we took those steps, that if we learned those lessons, that if we developed those skills, that if we used our imagination and our faith, that the same thing that's happened to all of these others whose testimonials we hear, the same thing can happen for you. So that's the power you have, the ability to see, the ability to hear, the ability to comprehend and understand. That's powerful. The ability to believe that it's possible, the ability to evaluate it, what it might mean for you. We hear a testimonial and we say, yes, but how would that apply to me? We have the ability to evaluate that so that we could start right where we are with our own limitations of capital, our limitations of time, perhaps in the beginning when you have to start part-time. But you can do that. You have the power and the ability to do that. Then here's another one. You have the ability and the power to decide. Decision-making can have the most dramatic effect in your life. Decision-making can be the beginning of a new growth period for you, not only personally, but a growth period for your business, your skill levels, your ability to reach out and touch other people, the ability to decide. What a long list of personal power you have, that I have, that all of us have. We just need to be reminded. Now here's another one, and that's the ability to act, the ability to put into action what you see, what you comprehend, what you imagine, what you believe, and then what you have faith for. That ability to act is unprecedented in creating the miracle, because it's not imagination that creates a career. It's not imagination that creates a business. It's not imagination that creates a customer base. It's using your imagination and finally putting it to work. But you have the ability to do that. Fortunately, in Herbalife, you can do it part-time. If you have to get started with limited time, you just make the limited time pay. You know, before you go to work, during your lunch hour, in the evenings, on the weekends, little pieces of time that you find something to do that will start your career, keep it going, and keep the momentum high. Your ability to act can develop all of the disciplines, because you cannot learn the disciplines unless you actually do the work, unless you actually do the action. It's like learning to communicate. Way back in those early days, I had a tough time. You know, I described it one time, my first meeting, I stood up, my mind sat back down, left me standing there. I opened my mouth and nothing came out. My knees are banging together. The sweat's pouring off my face. I'm scared. It's called terror, right? Those first few times. But sure enough, I did it again. I worked up the courage to do it the third time and the fourth time. And that was about 35, 36 years ago. I'm glad you were not in on my first presentation. And now, much more confidence all these years later, because I have acted on practicing my skills to communicate. But you've got the ability to do that. You've got the power and the ability to create a career that will serve you well for whatever time you want to spend in developing this career. You have the ability to develop an enterprise, a business, to be in business for yourself. Mark Hughes has created this incredible enterprise called Herbalife. At first it was a dream. At first he thought about it. He saw other people that had tried, and some of them had tried and failed, and he said, I'm going to try and succeed. But first it was a vision in his mind, then he went to work on that vision, and now look what's happened all of these years later. And Mark's testimonial is just like yours and mine. If we can do it, you can do it. If we can start, you can start. If we can believe, you can believe. If we can try, you can try. And if we can try again, you can try again. If you can keep trying until finally it gets easier, finally the skills start to develop, if any of us can do it, you can do it. You have the ability to develop these disciplines that create value in your life. The disciplines, learning how to sell, learning how to get customers, learning how to build that customer base, the skills of learning how to recruit. You can learn to do that. You have the power to do that. Learning how to serve your organization well, learning how to communicate, learning how to organize the people that you put together, learning how to keep in touch. All of that is within your personal power. So I wanted to remind you one more time of all of the power that's available. First, the market power. Second, the capital power. Third, the Herbalife power. And fourth, your personal power. If you put all of that together and just think about it a little more now than you have maybe in the past, there's no reason why you can't have all of the business you want, all of the success you want. And I'm telling you, there never was a better year to do it than this year. This is the year of high intensity. This is the year of formulating the dreams of doing billions in sales as a company around the world. But it's also the vision of helping each Herbalife distributor, each customer get maximum benefit from the products, and each distributor to get maximum benefit from the opportunity. That's what we're all about. And with this kind of power, especially for you personally, there's no reason why you cannot dramatically, this year especially, affect your own life, and by that, affect the lives of the people that you want to touch in the years to come. Here are some of my suggestions for this year to make this an even better year than perhaps you had decided to make it when the year first began. And here's this list. I'd like to have you take some notes. If you're ready to take notes, I'm ready to share with you my list. How to make this a fantastic year for you, cashing in on all of the power, all of the intensity, the momentum that Herbalife has going for it at the time. Here's the first one. Review your performance. Even when you first get started and you're out there just starting to learn the Herbalife skills, just starting to put it all together, you have to pause every once in a while and ask, how am I doing? And sometimes this kind of personal inspection of ourselves can be very valuable, because what you want to do is to overcome your mistakes as early as possible. In my first year learning to recruit, learning to sell, all those years ago, I remember some habits that I got into, especially that first year, that I had to, by the time that year was finished, take a look at and start to make changes. And if you can make those changes as early as possible, then those changes can give you more value to cash in on for the future. So that's a good one. Review your performance. Mark Hughes does it. Dr. Katzen does it. All of us do it. The leaders in Herbalife have learned to do it. To sit down once in a while and take a look at your own performance, what you're doing, what you're saying, and how you're saying it. That's vitally important, especially if you'd like to be an effective leader for the future. Review your performance. Give yourself a grade at the end of the day, just personally between you and yourself. Would I give myself an A or an A+ for today's activity? Would I give myself a B? Okay. Would I give myself a C? Passable? Or did I sort of mess up some things today that I don't feel that good about? Not something you have to publicize. Not something that you have to perhaps let anyone else know about it, just so you know about it. Every once in a while, take the time to check your own performance and review how you're doing. A very famous man, Dr. Schuler, I was traveling with him one time in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. And I remember after we finished those two occasions, we had about 3,000 in each seminar. This very famous man, who's been out there lecturing and teaching for the last 35, 40 years, and he's famous around the world, has a famous church in America. As we were talking after the session in Singapore, he said, you know, Mr. Rowan, I think my presentation in Kuala Lumpur on the scale of 1 to 10 was only about a 6. He said, I got to talking politics and I should have left those subjects alone, and that got me a little bit distracted. And if I was to evaluate my performance, my presentation in Kuala Lumpur, he said, I think it was probably about a 6. But he said, here in Singapore, the one we just completed, I felt good about. And if I was to evaluate my presentation here, I think on the scale of 1 to 10, it was about a 9. And I had to agree with him. Those numbers were probably pretty true.
But here's what was interesting. This famous man, been famous for many years, lecturing around the world, was still judging his own performance, still taking a critical look at how he was doing, whether or not he was distracted, whether or not he was talking about subjects he should have left alone, especially in that particular country. And I thought, how amazing. No wonder he's famous. No wonder he's thought of well around the entire world, because he's still judging his performance. I want to do the same with my performance. Am I better this year than I was last year? Have I taken off some of the sharp edges that were there a couple of years ago? Is it getting a little better in my own presentation, my own performance? And not only my performance on the platform and on the stage, but most important is your performance in dealing with people one-on-one, dealing with people in a small group. Sometimes that performance, that situation is even more important, than doing the performance on the stage in Barcelona or Japan or Orlando. Because the few that you might have around that could become the big leaders in your organization for the future, the performance you have there, what you say there, how you say it there, can be just as important and perhaps even more important than your performance on the stage when there's 1,000 people to listen. But I think that's a good thing to consider as you move through the year. Take some time to review your performance. Also, in reviewing your performance, it's not a bad idea to have some people around you that you trust their counsel, and let them help to evaluate your performance. And here's why. Sometimes when we're so busy during the day and we're so busy and when we're doing the meeting, it's hard to sort of think about how we're doing. We just go do it. But someone who might observe some things that we don't think about might be able to give us some very wise advice. So those that are close around you, don't hesitate to ask them, how did I do? How was that presentation? How was that training class? How was my workshop? Was it okay? What kind of grade would you give me? Or on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you evaluate my performance? And if it's someone you trust that can give you good feedback on your performance, your language, your style, how you make the presentation, your attitude and how it comes across, your personality, maybe some things that they can see that you can't see. Because sometimes we get so involved we can't see it ourselves. But someone else on sort of the outside looking in can observe. Not to tear you down, but to give you some good feedback and some wise advice. This is a good one, reviewing your performance with yourself and with the help of others that are around you that can give you wise advice. Now here's another one this year that can make this a fabulous year for you, and that is to face your fears. We've all got them. The fear that we might not do a good job. The fear that it might not turn out as we hope it would. The fears that are lurking there, some that have come and have been there even maybe since our childhood. Life is consisted of both fear and faith. Faith, of course, is the ability to overcome your fears. But what you have to do in terms of your fears, about perhaps your own inadequacy, not feeling strong enough at the moment, you just have to face those fears. And you just have to go to work on them. What could I do to eliminate this fear, or to at least overcome it? Or what I like to say, drive it into a small corner. Because there's always the conflict between faith and fear. But here's what faith can do. Drive your fears into a small corner. But if you start amplifying your fears, guess what your fears can do? Drive your faith into a small corner. There's always a contest between one and the other, between good and evil, between darkness and light, between sickness and health, between liberty and tyranny. The contest is always on. But what we have to learn to do is face that dark side, face that difficult side, and see if we can't manage it. Maybe not eliminate it altogether, but drive it into such a small corner that it does not affect the rest of your performance. So face your fears, whatever they are. This is a good year to do that. You've got the strength to do it. You've got the help to do it. You've got the support to do it. This is the time to do it this year, to make this your best year. Here's the next one that I would give you good advice for this year, and that is to exercise your willpower. No telling what you can do if you set your mind to do it. Two of the most powerful words in the language, I will. Benjamin Disraeli once said, nothing can resist a human will. And if you'll use those two words a little more often this year, I will learn the disciplines. I will get better every day. I will make sure my presentation is the best. I will make the best of my opportunity. I will maximize my time. I will try to correct my errors in judgment better this year than last year. I will do a superb job. If you'll use that willpower, I'm telling you, the I will power that you have is unmatched if you'll just use it. Sometimes we have a lot that we aren't using. It's like having a bank account and you never write a check. That would be a little strange. Or you have a $10 million bank account and you keep writing $1 checks. What I'm asking you to do, you've got a $10 million bank account of willpower. What I'm asking you to do this year, and that is to write some larger checks. Take on some larger challenges. And say to yourself, hey, I've learned to solve problems in the past. I will solve the problems of the future. I will correct my mistakes. I will learn to meet people that I was afraid of before. I will learn to master getting up and talking in those public meetings. I will become a leader and help people with their Herbalife future. I will make the necessary changes. I'm telling you, you can do that. Here's another one. Admit your mistakes. Sometimes we have to admit our mistakes to others around us that we sort of let down because of those mistakes. We have to admit to others that we're counting on us, that, it didn't work out and we made those mistakes. But here's the most important, and that is to learn to admit your mistakes to yourself. The most powerful counsel that you can possibly have is the counsel of your own conscience, the counsel of yourself. We appreciate the counsel of Mark Hughes. We appreciate the counsel of the president's team, the chairman's club. We appreciate the counsel of the leaders who are around us. We appreciate even the counsel of our family. We appreciate the counsel of our close friends. We appreciate the counsel of those we trust, whose information can be valuable to us. But here's the most important counsel to start trusting, and that is your own personal counsel. You've got some ways to figure out answers to problems that you probably haven't even tried. Admit your mistakes to yourself and sometimes just sit down with your private self and have a conversation. Here's where I blew it. Here's where I could have done better and I didn't. Here's where I let it go when I should have put it together. And just admit that to yourself and look down inside your heart, inside your soul, and then seek your own counsel and make those necessary corrections and move on. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to have those kinds of days when it doesn't go well. We're all going to say things at times that's out of place, untimely. We should have restrained our language when we didn't. We lost our temper when we shouldn't have. All of that's going to happen to all of us. The key is to learn from it, from the counsel of others, mostly from the counsel of yourself. Here's another great bit of advice for this year to capitalize on the Herbalife momentum especially, and that is to refine your goals. Some good questions to ask. Why did you join Herbalife? Why were you attracted to this unique enterprise? For some of you, I know it was the products. You got fabulous results. For some of you, it was the financial opportunity for the future, or the combination of the products and the financial opportunity. Some of you heard about the teaching and the training and the classes that we have that help people with their personal development. You were interested in that. For some of you, it was a chance to be rescued from financial oblivion. You hadn't found answers, perhaps up till the time you found Herbalife. Or you've always wanted an enterprise, didn't have one. You've always worked on the job, worked for someone else. Now a chance to work for yourself. a chance to multiply your efforts here where you couldn't in some other situation. I don't know what all the reasons were that you joined Herbalife. What attracted you to this unique man, Mark Hughes? What attracted you to these fantastic products? What attracted you to the Herbalife support system? A chance to work with others to make your dreams come true. I don't know what all of those early decisions you made were that attracted you to this business, but it's not a bad idea to go back and think about that. What did I have in mind when I first heard the Herbalife story? What went through my mind? What I could do with this business? What I could do with these products? It doesn't hurt to go back and review that and to solidify that, to anchor it, to lock it down. Then you must also, from there, start amplifying your own system of thinking about your goals and thinking about your future. Some things you thought of that you could do now that you've been in the business for a while. Maybe you've been here for 1 year, 2 years. Now you need to reevaluate your goals, because a year ago, here's all you could see. When you first joined, this was all that you could possibly think about. We've all heard those testimonials that have inspired us all. When someone first joined, they said, if I could only make just $500 a month, that would be fantastic. But it wasn't long until they started changing those goals. But you must not only think of the financial goals that are possible for you, but all of the rest. And here's what I call all of those refinement of your goals, and that's reasons to do well. If you have enough reasons, you can do anything. If you have enough reasons, you can go as far as you want to go, cash in on all that you want to cash in on, if you have enough reasons. Enough reasons to get up early. Enough reasons to stay up a little late. Enough reasons to buckle down and learn the disciplines. Enough reasons to put yourself through the paces. Enough reasons to develop the language. Enough reasons to pay the price. Enough reasons to put your faith to work. If you'll come up with enough reasons, Herbalife can supply the rest in terms of challenge, opportunity, a company to work within, people to help you, a support system to be part of. All of that's possible. But you've got to constantly refine your goals. Some that you went for in the beginning, you've cast aside. I did that. Some things I went for all those years ago when I first started building my organization, some things I went for, I'm telling you, cost me too much. If I'd have known what it was going to cost, I never would have paid. I've learned to adjust my goals. Something that was an obsession, found out, hey, that's not really what I want. First, there's too big a price to pay. Second, when you finally get it, it doesn't taste that good. So this is an ongoing process for you personally, for your business, and for your family. Keep refining your goals. Purpose is stronger than object. What you want is important, but what for is even more important. So decide what you want. Decide what you want it for. Keep working on that. Because if you work on that part, Herbalife's working on this part, the President's team is working on this part, all of that fits together. And if you'll keep a clear vision of the reasons why you want Herbalife to work for you, I'm telling you, then you will be more apt to cash in on the Herbalife opportunity and use this support system to change your days, to change the momentum of your organization, to change your future. Refine your goals. Now here's another one, and that is to believe in yourself. To believe that you have the power that we talked about earlier to change your life in any direction, any dimension that you want to. Believe in yourself. You've got to believe in the future. You've got to believe in the country where you live. You've got to believe in the economic system. You've got to believe that there are leaders that can figure out politically that we're going to be okay. We're going to develop a better world in the next few years than we've had in the last few years. You've got to believe in your community. You've got to believe in your church or your synagogue. You've got to believe in the people around you. Herbalife gives you plenty to believe in: the future, the vision, the possibilities, the opportunity. But here's the most important, and that is to believe in yourself. That if you need answers, they're right there within your own consciousness. If you need support, you've got it. It's there. Believe in yourself. You have the capability and the power. Don't complain about what there isn't available. You can make up for that with your own faith and your own strength and your own power. Who was it that said, I complained about not having any shoes until I met someone who had no feet? You have got all that it takes. You have got within you the ability to see, believe, have faith. And so this year of high Herbalife momentum, high Herbalife intensity, mix that with your belief in yourself, and your life will change, your days will change, your organization will change, it'll all change. Here's another one, just a couple of more. Next is to ask for wisdom. We all need to rely on a higher power. Within Herbalife, we rely on those that have gone before and developed this powerful organization. We look to Mark for this incredible vision of the future to do mega billions in terms of the scope of the company's power and ability to do business. We rely on that. We look up to that. We look up to the inspiration of those testimonials of those that have reached the Chairman's Club, the President's team, the Millionaire team, all the rest. But we must look also to a higher power within ourselves. I am a believer. And sometimes when there doesn't seem to be any other answers, prayer, looking to a higher power, I think has a lot of validity. And it'll help you in your search for peace. It'll help you in your search for progress. It'll help you in your search for domestic tranquility. It'll help you in your search for balancing your life. It'll help you in your search for giving all that you've got and putting it into everything that you do. It'll give you some answers in terms of how far you want to go, how large a scope you want your life to encompass, how much you need to pay for the future, not too much, but enough to make your dreams come true. Sometimes that comes from asking and relying on a higher power. Here's another one. Conserve your time. We've all been given the same amount of time. I remember when it finally occurred to me that rich people have about 24 hours a day and poor people have about 24 hours a day. What an incredible discovery. I said, wouldn't that make me curious? Here's the rich with the same time and the poor with the same time. I wonder what the difference is. And here's what life is all about, discovering the difference of how some people have learned to cash in on the time they've got, to cash in on the day and make it 5 times more valuable now than they used to be able to 5 years ago. To capitalize on the time that you have, to capitalize on the time, to capitalize on the freedom. If you have the time and you don't use it wisely, then you're probably destined to live less than a life in a lifetime. But if you learn to capitalize on your time, here's what's possible. You can live 5 lifetimes in one. You can live 10 lifetimes in one. Because life is not just the passing of time. Life is a collection of experiences, their intensity and their frequency. And Herbalife gives you that chance to have a much wider world than probably you could have just by yourself. Herbalife gives you a chance to think beyond where you are. Maybe for all those years before you found Herbalife, you just thought locally, right around where you were, because that was the extent of the opportunity. But now that Herbalife has come along and you have this chance to think beyond just around where you are, to think beyond touching just a few people into touching many, many people. That now, if you'll conserve your time and use it wisely, and I'm telling you, business-wise, you can live several lifetimes in one. And experiences in touching people's lives, having them come back and thank you for it, there is no greater gift. It's one of the reasons why I still travel all around the world to all of these countries. Sure enough, someone says, Mr. Owen, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I listened to your story, I listened to what you had to say, and it touched my life. Look what's happened to me. You can't buy that with money. So I'm asking you to wisely use your time, what time you've got. I don't know if you've got 10 years left or 20 years left or 30 years left. It did occur to me not long ago, I'm working on the last half of my life, probably. But whatever time you've got, whether it's a little time or a lot of time, here's the key. Cash in on it. Don't let it just slide by. Cash in and make this time valuable. Make this time useful. If you've got an hour, fill it up. If you have a day, fill it up. If you have a chance to talk to someone, fill up that conversation with all that you've got and all that you know and all that you feel. And if you'll start cashing in on the time that you've got, I'm telling you, life will give you the opportunity to live more than one lifetime in a lifetime. Now, what I'd like to do is share with you some of the ways to develop your leadership skills for the coming year, 1998. I've got some key words for you to consider. Here's the first one: appreciation. That's number one. First of all is to appreciate what you already have. Appreciation is unique. It has a sense of opening us up to even more if we appreciate, first of all, what we've already got. An appreciation of where we are at this moment in history. These are great moments in history as far as the world is concerned. It's incredible. Democracy is now flourishing. Free enterprise is now taking hold. Herbalife in these countries that I have a chance to visit, it's marvelous to watch it at work, where people catch on to taking a little and turning it into a lot, taking just what little bit they have at the moment and growing into the future. It's exciting. Democracy, freedom, free enterprise. To appreciate all of that, to appreciate our chance, to appreciate our opportunity, to appreciate all that it took to bring us to this point. That sense of appreciation makes us unique. It makes us attractive in the marketplace. You know, it's easy not to appreciate it. It's easy to sit down to have your breakfast and not think about how did the salt get on my table. A sense of appreciation. Just the salt that I so casually salt my eggs with in the morning. I'm telling you, if I thought about it for a while, I wonder where this salt came from. How many hands did it pass through by the time it reached my table? You know, who bent their back and mined it out of the salt mines? Who packaged it and who shipped it? And how many phases did it go through before it finally conveniently reached my table and I pick it up so casually and salt my eggs? That sense of awe and appreciation, there's nothing like it. It makes you attractive to have the appreciation of what's around you, the appreciation of the contribution of other people, to appreciate all that it takes for each of us to be successful. You cannot succeed by yourself. You know, you can't make your fortune all alone. It takes many, many hands, many voices, and many people to support one success story. So, appreciation. And I think my sense of appreciation has really been enhanced, especially the last part of this year, 97, for what's happened for me. I've had a new sense of appreciation for my parents who gave me my incredible start. I was an only child. They took extra time. It was unbelievable. I feel the effect of that now. As I've gone through all kinds of challenges as well as opportunities in my life, I still feel that anchor that holds me from the things they taught me, from the ideas they shared with me, the fact that they cared, the fact that they gave me that incredible foundation. It serves me today, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all of those who have become special friends of mine right here in the Herbalife family. Not having brothers and sisters, I've had all these substitute brothers and sisters, and some have given me counsel when I needed it most, and some who have hung on to me in times when I had some difficult and dark times. I have a new sense of appreciation for that. That gives us a good taste to appreciate what we have. What it does, it opens up the channels. It makes us ready to receive even more. New ideas now can come flowing in if the person has appreciated what's already there, that's given them the support, made them as successful as they are at the moment. So appreciation. Second is comprehension. The ability to understand what we've got in our hands. That is so vitally important. Some people never recognize what they've got in their hands. And we know that by the evidence, because they do so little with it. If they knew what they had, if they knew the power of what has come their way, if they knew what they had in their hands, in their possession, it would change their whole life. It would, first of all, alter their attitude. Second, it would give them a vision of the future that they never had before, just a sense, a recognition, a comprehension, an understanding. And all of us have the ability to do that, to understand and comprehend what we've got. So here's what I would ask you to do, whether you have just joined Herbalife recently, or whether you've been here for a long, long time. I would ask you to reevaluate what you've got in your hands. Just think about all of the parts of this opportunity, the people, the product, the opportunity, all of the list of things that you've got now in your hands to use as the ways and means to transform your life and build your future. You know, a lot of people have dreams, but they dare not dream too much because they don't have the ways and they don't have the means. They don't have the opportunity. They don't have the tools at their disposal. They don't have the influence. They don't have the training. They don't have the teaching. They don't go to classes like we do. They don't have the benefit of other people's experience like we have. When we look at all of that, we ought to really try our best to comprehend what all we've got, because if we truly see what we've got in our hands, we'll probably multiply what we can do with it in the future by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10. So that's a key word for developing leadership, comprehension. Here's the next word, opportunity. You've got to be able to see opportunity. Opportunity all around you, opportunity of where you are, opportunity of the people who can use the products that you've got, who can use your opportunity in terms of marketing. Seeing the opportunity. If we're blind to the opportunity, it doesn't matter how valuable the products are, and it doesn't matter how valuable the system is. If you can't see the opportunity, it all gathers dust. It all goes to waste. You've got to see opportunity in every person you meet. That could be another person. That could be another Mark Hughes. That could be another future president's team member. Even if it's a teenager, even if it's a child, children have parents. Could be an opportunity. If I talk to them, maybe they would talk to their parents. And that chain might start, parents coming to the meeting, and here we go. Looking for opportunity. Don't miss the chances. Learn to see the opportunity that's right around you. It's easy to get busy and sort of blinded and just walk along and not see what's possible and what's available. The reason I'm here today is because I saw the opportunity. An opportunity to expand my vision, an opportunity to refine my skills, an opportunity to meet people I'd never met before, an opportunity to go places I'd never gone before, an opportunity to become valuable to an institution, an opportunity to enhance my own powers of development so that I could serve other people. I recognize this opportunity. It's why I'm here today. It's why I'm talking to you today. If I hadn't have seen the opportunity, I'd have passed, been doing something else, probably mediocre. But here I am in a very splendid position, an unusual position, having an opportunity to use my experience and influence and skills to touch the lives in the future of millions of people. I saw the opportunity. I took advantage of it. And I want you to be able to do that too, be able to see the opportunity. Now here's what's next, and that is integrity. As you compose your life with what you've got, the products, the people, the organization, Herbalife, support system, Mark Hughes, here's what you've got to maintain, and that is your integrity. Integrity means those inner qualities that you do not compromise, the inner qualities that keeps you steady when sometimes everything around you is falling apart. The integrity that helps you to maintain character, all of those qualities that give you a chance to be better than you are at the moment on into the future. Integrity within yourself, integrity within the way that you do business, integrity within the way that you operate and conduct the business of the day. That's vitally important in the development of leadership. Next is morality. There's a right way and a wrong way. There's the way to do it right, the way to do it wrong. Civilization is simply a matter of suppressing that dark side of our nature and appealing to the bright, positive side of our nature. And that becomes sort of a moral code, not to yield to the temptation of doing ill to someone else, but rather appealing to the high side of our nature. President Lincoln, who was one of the presidents of America, said, hopefully we will listen to the better angels of our nature, that appeals to the high side, that says, sure enough, there is something to be said for morality, the right and the wrong. But let us constantly work toward developing ourselves on the moral side of doing what's right. And one of the best teachers of the morality is your own conscience. That little small voice inside that tells you you've crossed the line, that tells you this wouldn't be the right words to use. This would not be for the betterment. This would not be win-win. This is going to destroy. This is not going to develop. To listen to that inner voice so that we can stay on moral course. It's the challenge Mark has. It's the challenge the company has. It's the challenge all of us has, to stay on the moral course of doing it right. The morality of the marketing system. Doing it right, very important. And Herbalife works so well doing it right. There's no need to compromise that position and be tempted to do it wrong. Here's another one. People. One of the most important words in the vocabulary of leadership is people. Here's what's important to understand. People is where the fortune is. In fact, you could just interchange the two words, fortune, people. People, fortune. The fortune is not in digging gold out of the earth, because gold all by itself has no value. Nothing has a value unless a human being gives it value. What value is gold? You can't eat it. What value is everything else unless human beings give it value? To understand that people is where the fortune is. We're in the business, yes, of providing products, but we're really in the people business. Developing customers who are people, developing distributors who are people. I talked to a banker one time and he said, I'm in the banking business. And I said, well, does a corporation borrow money from you? You know, do the banks and the offices and the office chairs and the systems of the corporation borrow the money? And he said, no, someone from the company comes and fills out a loan and I loan money to the company. Then I said, really what you're in is the people business. You're not in the money business or the banking business, you're in the people business. And so it's true with all of us. We're in the people business. A unique sense of appreciation. When I first saw this kind of marketing at age 25, I said to myself, if it's unlimited, the people I can introduce to the business, then I shall become wealthy. Because something told me, and I didn't have the full education back then, but something told me that if I found a way to provide benefit for someone else, I could earn money, and that if I got someone else to provide that benefit, the company would also send me some compensation. When I asked the question, how many of these people can I get involved in the business, and they said, as many as you wish, I said, then I shall become wealthy. Something told me. I must have gotten it from my parents, some of my early training that said, people is where the fortune is. So that's where you have to take great care in your business. Yes, take care of your money. Yes, take care of your systems. Take care of the setup. Take care of the meetings. Take care of all the details. But here's what you've got to do if you really want to make a fortune. Take care of your people. Because people is where the fortune is. If you help them grow, they'll help you grow. If you develop them under you, they will lift you up. You can lift up sales and it'll fall back down. You can lift up volume and it'll fall back down. Lift up the people and you won't fall down. You'll have the foundation. There you'll be ready for the future. Key word. Here's another key word in developing leadership. And that key word is power. To understand the proper use of human power. Power starts early. When one child dominates another and must be trained, that just domination is not the name of the game. Cooperation is the name of the game. We must suppress that inclination to unwisely use our power. But all of you that I'm talking to today, all of you have the power. You have the power to transform somebody's life. You have the power that's in your language and that's in your words. You have power that's in your personality. You have power that's in your temperament. You've got power that's in your language. You've got power to help people see things they never saw before. And the chances are, if you can get someone to see something they've never seen before, they'll want to do something about it. If you can get them to see what you see, they'll probably do what you've done. Make a decision. Get started. Start growing. Develop their skills. Become enthusiastic about the future. If you can get them to see. And you've got that ability. You've got that power. It's unlimited. It's awesome. From the top of our organization right on down to the bottom, all of us have this power. And if we will use it wisely and not be tempted to the unwise use of power, which is destructive, but the wise use of power, which can build life, build organizations, build a company second to none, dominate the industry. We've got the power to do that. We've got the power to influence business as no other company has got in the 21st century. We've got the power collectively to do some awesome things within our own country where we live and among the many countries that we're now going to around the world. What an awesome reach we have. Let us use it wisely. The company power, the distributor power, the individual power. It belongs to us. Let's use it. Let's use it constructively. Let's use it to change people's lives, give them hope, give them a chance to walk out of the shadows into the sunlight of the future. Key word. Here's another key word for developing leadership, and that's fair. Since we're recruiting a wide variety of people within our organizations, all kinds of disputes are going to arise, and you're going to have to be, as a leader in this next year, the next couple of years, getting ready for the next century, you're going to have to be fair. And I know fair sometimes is a debatable question. What is fair? But here's all you've got to do. Do it to the best of your ability. That's all any of us can do at the moment, is to do it to the best of our ability. When I give a presentation, I look back on it and say, I could have given a better presentation, but probably not. The one I gave was the best one I could give for the moment, but that doesn't mean it can't be better for the future. So all of us can learn to refine, to debate the subject even within our own minds, say what would be better, what would be more fair. Key word for the future. And here's another one. Be ready to forgive. I'm telling you, when someone has made a mistake, they're willing to come and say, hey, I'm sorry. Be ready to forgive. But here's one of the most important. Be ready to forgive yourself so that you don't carry the guilt. Not long ago, I talked a little bit about the subject of accepting the pain but not the guilt. If you've made the best decision you can, and some decisions create pain, there's no doubt about it. As parents, when we make them for our children, it creates pain. But here's what you must learn to do. If you've done the best you can and made the best decision you can possibly make for the moment, accept the pain but not the guilt. The guilt you cannot carry. The guilt, if it piles up, will soon drop you to your knees. The guilt will soon leave you empty and hollow inside, and you'll have nothing more to share. So accept the pain. Yes, some decisions are painful. Some arrangements are painful. Some of the things we have to do are painful, but we've learned now to accept the pain but not the guilt. Then, on your part, the ability to say, I'm sorry, if you've made a mistake. One of the high challenges of leadership. You know, the further we go, the more we're surrounded by comfort and security and success. Sometimes the more difficult it is at the times when it's appropriate to say, I'm sorry. I thought I was right at the moment. Turned out I wasn't. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I can see now, second thought, it was not the right thing to do. Poor choice of words I had back then when we talked. I'm sorry. And I know that's sometimes a little difficult to say, but true leaders, the bigger they get, the stronger they get, the more powerful they get, the more they understand the magic of being able to say when it's appropriate, I'm sorry. And here's the magic of I'm sorry. It can start a brand new relationship. It can start a brand new trust between two people, between a few people. I'm sorry. Pretty good words for the next year. Here's the next one, trust. Trust in the future. Trust that we have the answers for people's needs. Trust that Herbalife is going to be there. Trust in the systems. We've got to trust in our countries, the various countries we represent, wherever this show is being shown on this day. We represent now 36 countries plus. We've got to trust that everything will be okay. We've got to trust that the leaders of our country are going to do the best they can. The systems around us will do the best they can. The schools, hopefully, will do the best they can. The institutions within our country, hopefully, they'll do the best they can. Herbalife certainly is going to do the best it possibly can. I just want you to trust in that. Mark Hughes does not make decisions lightly. He gives them a lot of thought. He's got counsel, people who help to advise him. Then finally comes time to make the decision. I've learned now to trust in that. Mark has made some incredible, awesome decisions the last few years, and they've turned out to be constructive and powerful, and they're going to be in the future. Now here's the last one though, learn to trust yourself. You've got to trust that you'll be able to see. You've got to trust that you'll be able to believe. You've got to trust that you will be able to comprehend the opportunity. You've got to trust yourself, trust your own instincts, trust your own ability to dream dreams that you've never dreamed before. Have trust in yourself that you can lead your family from this year to 1998, 99, the year 2000, into the next century. Trust your own instincts to see maybe the dangers that are out there. Sharpen up your instincts to be able to see the dangers, the things that do not wish you well for your family, for your organization, for your customers. Have a sense of that. You can develop it. It's powerful. And then here's the next one. Trust your own faith. Faith to believe in the future, faith to believe in yourself, faith that you can make dreams come true for yourself and for the people around you. Trust. Faith. Here's the next one. Vision. Without vision, the old prophet said, we perish. There is no future. There is no hope. There is no better world without vision. But it's possible to see things that don't yet exist. It's possible to see an organization that hasn't yet been put together. Mark saw the Chairman's Club long before it became a reality. He saw the President's team long before the first person ever qualified. He saw the Millionaire team long before those first distributors became part of the Millionaire team. He saw it. He saw it. And I want you and I to sharpen up our ability to have that kind of faith in the future, that kind of look, that kind of vision. It's unbelievable what you can acquire and what you can accomplish if you'll have that kind of vision. Here's what faith can really do. One, see it as it is. You got to accept reality. Here's how it is. But here's what faith can also do. See it better than it is. See your life better than it is. See your situation better than it is. Maybe for some of you, things have closed in, not so light in your corner. Difficult times, tough times. So be it. I'm asking you to be able to look at that situation clearly and say, yes, I'm in a tough situation. But you don't have to let that be the end of the story. The story is you can see beyond the situation. You can have a vision beyond what is apparent. The ability to see things that don't yet exist, to see yourself better than you are. To help our children, we must do that. See them as they are and see them better than they are. Then here's the third step of faith. Go make it better. Nothing is ever done of value unless somebody takes action. The cities are not built. The hospitals don't exist. The organization never takes form. The fortune is missing unless somebody puts the muscle to the faith and says, I will make it happen. And that's possible for all of us to make it happen. I want that to happen for you. Now a couple of more and I'm finished for this occasion. Next is family. What I'm asking you to do is to evaluate what happened this year, 1997, and make a better development, not only of your business for 1998, but make a better attempt to balance your life that'll give you the satisfaction and the joy so that this season next year you will look back and say, I remember what Jim Rohn said. This would be a good time, 97, to look at 98 and say, how could I give proper balance to my life? I don't want to spend too much time on things that don't count. I don't want to give too little time that things would count, whether it's from my business or for my family. So let's take a good look at the end of this season. Be thankful for what we've got, but let's say, how could I do a better job in 1998 to give balance to my life? Because that's really what it's all about. Leslie and I, this year earlier, did a training session in Toronto, and we accepted some questions from the audience. And more than one asked the question, how do you balance your life with career, mother, being a father, family, reaching the president's team? How do you make it all work doing business around the world? Here's what I want to reassure you. It's possible. It's possible if you work at it. If we would have said, how can a young man like Mark Hughes all those years ago run a multi-billion-dollar company? Back then the word would have been impossible. But along the way he developed the insight and the vision and the skills. And now he's got this extraordinary ability to run the Herbalife world and travel the world and meet with whoever he needs to meet with on the phone, with whoever he has to get on the phone with, operating this whole multi-billion-dollar business out of his briefcase when he travels because of the systems he's got set up, but he's developed those skills. I promise you, you can develop those skills. To balance your life, run an enterprise as big as you want it to be. If your enterprise is going to be modest, so be it. But if it's going to be larger, I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do business beyond your country. You can do business beyond where you are right now. And you can balance your life. And you can see the movies. And you can attend the plays and the concerts. I'm telling you, it's possible to refine your time to such a degree that you can include everything that needs to be included. The spiritual side, the good health side, the culture side, the family side. All of that is possible if you'll take the time to do it. Look inside for the strength. Look outside for the ways and means. Accept the influence of others. Take wise counsel. Be influenced by those who know what they're talking about, who have been there. And make a study of your life, your opportunity, and your future. I've been challenged by these last few years working with all of you and Mark Hughes around the world, but I'm picking up the challenge more than ever before now. You should see my calendar. If you saw it, you would say, impossible. How can you go to that many cities and that many countries? But I promise you, I can do it. I'm going to keep healthy. I'm going to keep vital. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be better than I've ever been before. And wherever you are out there in the Herbalife world, I promise you, probably before too long, I'll be in your city. Before too long, I may be shaking your hand. Before too long, I may be congratulating some of you having reached the global expansion team, millionaire team, president's team, new chairman club members. I can't wait to get out there, see where you are, what's going on, what you're doing. But I appreciate this opportunity Mark's given me to have a chat with you this year end. Hopefully some of the ideas I've shared with you from my heart, from my experience, will be valuable in wrapping up this year and getting ready for the next year. You do me great honor by letting me serve you with my experience and my ideas as I travel around the world. Nobody could be happier than I am at the moment for opportunity, a challenge for the future, and a chance to work with all of you, walking arm in arm down the road, seeing the people, conducting the meetings, doing the training, trying to inspire all of the people around us. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to invest my life into your life.